It's been roughly a week now since people have been having their hands on Forza Motorsport. I unfortunately haven't been able to play it much because I have been unbelievably busy with a lot of motorsport work myself, going to Indianapolis and then going to Road Atlanta. Unfortunately, Road Atlanta is not on the damn track list for Forza Motorsport, but beyond that, I have been able to play a little bit. And try to experience some things with regards to actual GT and prototype race cars, which I love driving, as well as some of the other normal sports cars, things that I haven't, even in previous motorsport games, enjoyed playing, whether because the feeling of it feels too stiff, or the cars feel understeery, almost undrivable, at least for what I like. But I have to say, the physics are surprising, in a good way to me. They did revamp things in a way that feels different than the past motorsports, and I actually like it a lot. Surprisingly so. It's hard for me to ever describe anything in a clear way, but with regards to the way that from the prototypes to even the open wheel F1 cars, the historical cars, to GT cars, to even just sports cars, the way that they react under braking, the way that the weight transfers and carries itself through corners, how you have to drive slightly differently than you have been in the previous games. Because I feel like with the previous motorsport games, they've all felt samey from 5, 6, and 7. All felt samey. Maybe 7 was a bit more understeery, but for some reason, they're generally you could jump into those games and you're like, yeah, it feels the same. Graphics were increased. I guess the cars are slightly different in the tracks, but yeah, it feels the same. This, on the other hand, is very different. Now, on the physics side of things, yes, it's very, very enjoyable for what I like, and I'm very happy, and I actually enjoy jumping into races more often now, and being like, fighting the challenge. The AI are a little bit challenging, though sometimes they can be slow, even on the highest difficulty, but generally okay. But there is a huge problem with the graphics. This was a thing that I've seen a lot of people talk about since the first early access gameplay came out. Why do the graphics seem lacking? Some of the lighting is nice. I would say overall the game looks nice, but it seems like a slight step back from even Forza Motorsport 5. It's a weird thing to say. Maybe some of the lighting just looks more realistic, obviously, because it's not bloomed in a ultra saturated way. Yeah, people are comparing it to Forza Horizon 5 to see how the graphics look, but I'm talking about like edge quality, textures, that type of stuff. Lighting is lighting. It can look muddy, it can look boring, it can look nice, but the textures of the interior, of the exterior, even the rain looks more lacking. Less reflections, like even in photo mode when I'm looking, I'm a little disappointed, but that's one of the things that's very weird. Like, it feels great, and I like the gameplay, and I haven't played multiplayer yet, but I am going to do so very shortly, because I've heard a lot of good things about how the multiplayer is structured and how it feels. The graphics, on the other hand, are very strange, and people are noting that it's like a live service game, so it's supposed to upgrade and be better, especially when we get more tracks, but I don't know what can be done about the graphics if they're already there. Can the graphics even be upgraded and changed? I guess they could. Like the problems that, like there's flickering problems in the cutscenes when you're loading into a track. Sometimes with the distant objects in a track, when you're rounding a corner, they disappear and reappear. There's little weird blips like that, which I've never experienced even in 5. And I haven't experienced any of the weird big game-breaking moments that other YouTubers have been posting about. So it's a very... If Forza Motorsport makes me feel weird, you know? After playing it more, yeah, I'm excited to play it. But there's still aspects that are, besides the track listing, that are strange, that are, like, not there. So I'm hoping that, like I said in previous videos, that the tracks are added fairly quickly and we don't have to wait an incredible amount of time for them to be added. But also, if the graphics can be re-refined, and if they can just be given a little extra boost, I don't know if it's possible. If it's possible, then yeah, the game can be a lot more well-rounded. And again, graphics aren't everything. I would have taken better physics in the older games than the graphics, obviously. But certain things do need a bit of a sprucing up, I agree with. But I'll be playing the game more now that I'm home from work. I've pretty much wrapped up the last race in my racing season that I was photographing, so I can play games, and I can enjoy the racing, like endurance racing at Le Mans, like trying out different cars that I don't normally play with. So we'll see what happens, but if you're enjoying the game, I hope you are, and obviously with so much negativity surrounding AAA titles, I hate the term that time will tell with regards to updates, but that's kind of how we're going to be here, again, just like every other game, just like Halo. But Halo's getting better, so maybe Forza will get better. I don't know. We'll see.